right, counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
All right, and the court will note for the record that the court previously received an acknowledgement of discovery on July 28th, 2025. There's been no new discovery since that date. Is that correct?
Correct, Judge.
All right. Mr. Lopez, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, sir.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
State moves to proceed on count 1 and waive count 2.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, off the record. Deputy Laura, could you have them moved? Yeah. Could you have them not talk so loud? It sounded like it was in stereo coming from this end. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Lopez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your charge is possession of child pornography younger than 10 years of age. As a first-degree felony, the range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life and up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
It does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Judge.
Mr. Lopez, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Your Honor.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, you will be deported and not allowed re-entry and denied naturalization. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 12 years in the prison. There are no applications. There's to be Chapter 62 compliance, and there are no contact with. That to be the plea. Defense,
Yes, sir.
state.
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? You're gonna have to speak up so she can hear.
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing that you're waiving your right to appeal, the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offers 6, Exhibit 1, and attachments.
No, Judge.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Well, Judge, my client has taken responsibility. He's fully admitted to his actions. Did not play games with the district attorney or the court. I think he's doing that right now, as opposed to dragging this out and making the witnesses and the other people involved to be in court and present testimony. I think it is an appropriate sentence given the circumstances, and also my client has not other convictions, no meaningful criminal record of any kind, Judge.
All right. And then this no contact order that's outside your agreement. That's his child?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, but isn't there, according to this, on this page, so that would be a no.
Okay.
And if that's a deal breaker for anybody, then you can always go to jury trial. But
I explained that to my client, George, and we're willing to proceed.
all right, the court is going to sentence you to 12 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Chapter 62 compliance. There's to be no residing in households with minors. No contact with minors. There's to be no contact with anything else with regards to sentencing?
I don't know if I missed it, Judge, but this is a 42A.054 offense. Because it occurred after September 1st, 2023.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Not from the defense.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because it's plea bargain agreement? Because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right. You said there's victim impact?
Yes, Judge, I'll just be reading it off.
All right. Are you Mr. Orosco?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery that you review with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Orosco, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we are waiving the punishment.
Any objections to the
No
waivers?
objections.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your charge is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do believe so, yes.
Mr. Orosco, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and reentry?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 60 days in the Bexar County Jail. Under 1244, there are no applications. There's to be restitution of $180 to DPS for testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No.
Then how do you plead to the offense?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State, any evidence?
State offer states 1 in attachments.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses, the state would call in the right to remain silent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client has been sober now for a few weeks. He started taking care of himself that way. He's willing to do the timing. He's set up meetings with AA. He's got a sponsor now. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's a good month.
But I think that he just wants to get this time done and then move on from there, Your Honor.
Anything you wanted to tell me?
I'm just, I made a mistake. I was making wrong choices at the wrong time, Your Honor. I'm fully accountable of my mistakes. And I'm trying to get past this and move forward with my life.
All right, and how are you maintaining your sobriety?
I've been attending AA meetings at the Club 12, Your Honor. And I've asked everything of the pretrial investigations of me to be doing as a monthly UAs. I've passed every UA. It's been 12 months now. I have not failed one time. I had my head in my rear end at the time, and I just I fully accept consequences of my actions.
And so how much time does he have in?
9 days.
Okay. All right, so they're going to take you into custody today, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will follow your plea, sentence you to 60 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, give you credit for any time served. There's to be restitution of restitution of $180 to DPS for drug testing.
Okay.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing. First of all, I want to thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Even though you knew you were going into jail, you still dressed appropriately for court, and I really do appreciate that.
Welcome, Your Honor.
With regards to your sobriety, don't let anybody get you off track with your sobriety, right?
Yeah.
When you're released from custody, if you have any problems, you can come back here, okay? And then I'll pick up the phone and find some place to help you, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
Now, here's the thing, the jail, if you're a trustee, they're supposed to give you credit. Every day you serve, they give you 3 days credit. If you're just in general population, not causing problems, every day you serve, you get 2 days in credit. I'm not in charge of that. So if they're not giving you credit for 3 for 1 or 2 for 1, you just have to address that with the sheriffs, because I have no jurisdiction over that, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, okay? I'm
Thank
so
you, Your Honor.
glad you look clean and sober. I like it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, Judge. Oh, can I have one more case of the dockets on the trial docket?
Mhm,
It's been re-indicted,
mhm,
Jamar Clark.
mhm.
And I was gonna see if I could just take my 10 days and be released.
Just give me a moment. Let me do this
Yeah.
real quick and I'll take that out. Court is calling 2025 CR 00144 State versus Dejanay Miller Havana. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Jody Sawyer's for the defense.
And are you Dejanay Miller Havana? All right, you entered a plea on September 30th of no contest. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is opposed to your application of deferred adjudication. The state is recommending community supervision. Outside the agreement, there's a request for your community supervision to be for a term of 10 years. And of course, community service hours and different programs. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report and the TAP evaluation?
No. I have,
Oh, you have not?
no, Judge. I
All right, so I'll have you all step back so if you can review that and just come back up once you reviewed it.
didn't.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I have 2 short witnesses for the court.
Right. Court is calling 2025 CR 00856 and 2025 CR 00823. State versus Robert Luis Moreno II. Can I have parties announce?
Austin Stout for the state.
Jim Oltersdorf for Robert Moreno.
And are you Mr. Moreno?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all right. Man, that's one time. Objection, sir, to appearing by Zoom?
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Defense, do you have any objection to your client appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right, according to your plea bargain agreement and cause number 2025 CR 00856, punishment is being assessed at a cap of 13 years. And in cause number 2025 CR 00823, punishment is being assessed at a cap of 13 years. And each cause number, the state is opposed to your applications. All right, both parties waived the PSI and the TAP evaluation, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. We were present about a week ago, I believe. I can't remember the exact date.
That's my
And that's
understanding.
what we did.
All right, state, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any
I
witnesses?
do, Your Honor. May I call my first witness?
Yes.
Mom, could you come up, followed by Joanna, I guess, right in this spot here.
Hi, I see that you're lipping. Do you need a seat?
No, it's just something I live with.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Joanne Esparza.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I mixed up the names
That's
again. Now, you're Robert Moreno's mother, is that correct?
That's correct.
And of course, I want you to make sure the judge can hear that.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so
correct.
voice.
Robert Moreno's
Now,
mother.
Robert has been in court and he's been here present in person before in the courtroom in a wheelchair. Can you tell the judge what his medical condition is?
Robert was born with spina bifida and hydrocephalus. He's been paralyzed since birth. He's had a BP shunt he had reconstruction on the spine that stayed paralyzed. He's had a BP shunt in his head at 3 months, a replacement at 9 months and 9 years. And the doctor stated that there would be like maybe 3 replacements throughout his lifetime.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Robert has always been a sickly person, sickly child, in and out of hospitals, surgeries, doctors. The last one was the worst one. He's had a tailbone surgery from not being in a proper wheelchair, which we had to fight to get. And I've always been his caretaker. I've always taken care of him, nursed him back to health. And the last one was the gas gangrene. He's got incontinence problems, which he takes medication for, but he still has some leakage problems and has problems with his bowels. With the leakage, I guess it broke his skin and he winded up getting gas gangrene. They did a flap surgery in his groin area and abdomen. And while he was here in jail, it reopened. And that's something that we always have to look out for, like a tissue breakdown. He has problems with his bowels as well. Like I said, I've always been his caretaker, along with my sister being my right hand, you could say, his second mother. And I just want to let y'all know, I plead for mercy that if in any case he'd be able to be on probation, he reside in a home where there is no children, no internet, no use of a phone. He'd be under supervision at all times. I work in the morning, my sister works at night. We don't know how something like this could have occurred. We didn't see it coming, and it came as a shock to us. We only knew the very minimum. And we would like to get him help with counseling to resolve this problem. But he's always going to have health issues. He's always had health issues, and how he's done it by so far, I don't even know, because I've always had to even help him bathe, cut his toenails, and look out for pressure sores. I've always been the one.
What kind of work do you do right now?
I work in fast food.
Okay. Judge, I have tendered to the state medical information. I'd just like to be able to have it in the hands of the court to more or less verify. It's recent. That's what I was asking. I didn't want to get piles and piles of information. We have a lot that goes back a long way. I wanted you to at least know that his condition is not temporary. In other words, it's not something that somebody has come into court and said, well, Judge, I need to be on probation. And then they more or less get up out of the wheelchair once they get what they've asked for. This obviously, based on what the medical stuff that I have, this is, like I said, it's been provided to Mr. Wright, not Mr. Stout, but it's in their file. Verification of the spina bifida, which, as you know, is the a child born with the spine outside the body. And it's not something that's, going to go away. So his mobility is, of course, limited. And of course, I can't absolutely, and I've gone over this at length with his mother and the next lady that would ask you for your attention. How did this happen? And again, told them that what the court would expect to know is that this could never happen again. So I think we've at least closed off one avenue for purposes of any question of being a sexual predator. If he doesn't have the ability to go out and go to places, schoolyards or out in the park or anywhere like that. So the next question, of course, in my mind for a judge that I would want the judge to know, and I know always consider, first thing we think of is, well, if it happened before, it can happen again. And I've tried to make sure that she understands, and she seems competent as far as her insight and explanations and knowing that cannot be explained away, but it has to be stopped. And because it is something that might continue, we want to make sure that any communication that would enable him to do anything like this would be cut off. And she is here to tell you about that and to try to promise you that. The only thing that I can't stand up here and make sure that you know about is we're not really sure what to do with regard to some type of 24/7, because as you've heard, you do continue to work, correct?
I work in the morning and my sister works in the evening.
Okay. Would there be any time?
That he would be alone now.
Yeah. Okay. So the judge can be assured that someone will be there to not only take care of him, but to prevent him
Correct.
from being on the internet or having phone contact.
We have no internet to begin with, and he wouldn't have any access to any telephone.
Okay.
Because he would always be under supervision, so we'd always,
So before, when there was a need maybe for a telephone, I'm just guessing here. If someone's in a wheelchair, let's say a fire breaks out, things could come up where they would need to contact 911, for example.
correct, but he'd always be supervised.
Okay, so there wouldn't be a need for that anymore because he would never be left alone. That's the assurance you're giving the court?
Yes.
Thank you. Pass the witness, Sean.
Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the prosecutor in the case, Mr. Stout. Just a few questions. You were Mr. Moreno's mother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And back when this incident occurred, he was around 19 years old. Are you aware of that?
No.
What is your understanding?
I understand it was several years ago. 2018, 19, 20, about that time. And as far as I knew, I thought it was just contact like on the phone, like they were talking and stuff like that. So when the attorney spoke to me about everything, it came as quite a shock I didn't have.
So at that time, was he residing with you primarily?
Yes, he's always beside me.
What was he doing at that time? Was he working, going to school?
Going to school.
Okay. And how are you related to the victim in this case?
She is my niece.
And you understand that she was 9 years old when this happened?
I don't remember what her age was. They had told me that she was, I think, 13, is what I had heard.
I'll pass the witness.
Well, just to make sure you're completely
Yes, but I
aware.
understand what was written.
Okay,
Yeah.
you understand. You and I have carried on
Yes.
many conversations about the discovery, meaning
Yes.
the DA's
Yes,
file.
everything that's come out.
Okay, So
Correct,
you're basing your information now on
on what I,
what you discovered and how to prevent it from
Yes, sir.
happening again, correct?
correct.
Thank you. May I call my next witness, John?
May I
Oh,
ask
oh, yes, Judge, I'm
any
sorry.
objection?
There you are.
All right, so
Oh, Miss,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
no. I want you to understand something. One,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
keep it in an open mind and I'm listening to everything. But sometimes when people are called as witnesses, they're asked, oh, how can you make sure that this person follows the rules? That's really not your job. It's the person who is on probation to follow the rules. And so according to the stipulations that I've read, this started when she was 7. And then the photos that are in the stipulations is that they're saying they're photos that depicted young children and infants. Now, with regards to the infants, I don't know if that was pornography or sexual in nature, but that's what it says in the stipulations. And that's when they said they were making inquiries as to what was the age range for his sexual interests. So I just want you to understand that I'm listening to you, but I'm also, I've also reviewed the stipulations as well. So none of this is your fault. And your testimony gave me great insight to his medical issues, okay?
If I may add one more thing, Judge.
Sure.
I've had no contact with my niece nor her family since all this first, came out.
Mhm.
But I still love her, I still care for her, and I do hope that she is getting some kind of counsel for her, because
Because in the
I know
stipulation,
how drastic it is.
yeah, because in the
I-
stipulations too, it says that he continued to reach out to her. And then there was some blocking going on. So I
That's
just
what I
want you to understand the full extent of things and everything that I'm considering, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
But thank you so much for your testimony. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
thank you. God bless you.
Oh, thank you. God bless you too. Call your next witness.